Hello, I'm JunkYard Rat. This is the JunkYard Rat show, and we brought back John Beard. I felt bad. You didn't talk much last week.
Well, I wanted to catch up with Alyssa too, and she's much more interesting than me, so I didn't mind hanging around.
I grew up in the 80s during the red wave where we were afraid of red things, and I just couldn't stop her. It's like the 50s, the red scare. I just couldn't stop her. And I started watching video, and I'm like, I didn't even bother to ask you questions. Like, it felt weird, but...
Well, I think you asked me where I was from.
Where are you from?
I'm from, a long time ago, Louisiana, and then Ohio. Rural Louisiana, then suburban-ish Ohio.
I went to New Orleans and stuff.
See, I'm jealous because I've never been.
How can you be from Louisiana and not have been in New Orleans? I mean,
it's too Catholic for me. I grew up in the Southern Baptist Bible Belt area. I was a child. I had no reason to go to New Orleans then.
Are you like a gator hunting childhood you come from? You one of those gator people?
we were just poor people on the side of the highway.
Oh. Even the gators were too expensive for you.
Yeah.
But now you live in San Francisco.
I moved around a lot before I got here. But now in San Francisco, about 7-minute walks from here.
How long have you been in San Francisco?
Shit. Since 2011. Well, I guess I lived there for a year because I came here through the AmeriCorps program. And do you know what that is?
Oh, yeah, kind of.
You just volunteer in schools and stuff.
But you got to graduate from college from that, don't you? Do they accept you if you don't graduate from college?
No, you gotta have a college degree.
That's why I don't know about it, because I never graduated. I graduated from the open mic scene to hell to nothing.
Well, I think you got a
Brainwash University.
Yeah, you're a doctor now.
I went to Brainwash University.
Dr. Rat.
Dr. Rat. They should give me a doctorate. Why are you even in San Francisco anymore? I don't know anybody who's in San Francisco but you.
Wait, that can't be true.
No, but what keeps you in the city? Do you got good rent?
I got good rent.
Yeah.
Studio in the Tenderloin.
You've been here for like 20 years?
11 years or so.
11 years?
Something like that.
Oh, so you still got the same rent from 11 years ago?
It went up. It was sub 1,000 for the longest time, but then when they were I think a year or two ago, they had rent control laws on the ballot, and that caused them to raise my rent to more than 1,000, which very upsetting.
Can you smoke cigarettes in your place?
No.
Are you allowed to?
You're not allowed to.
But you can smoke weed, right?
I don't know if you should, but you can.
Yeah.
Definitely you can. I
in
know
San
that for a
Francisco,
fact.
isn't that the law that you're not allowed to smoke cigarettes where you live, but you are allowed to smoke weed?
Yeah, I think it's the de facto law.
Isn't that crazy?
I think that's how everyone lives in San Francisco.
So why are you smoking cigarettes then? I mean, you're like a rebel. You haven't moved out of the city. You smoke cigarettes. I mean, you're like the basic rebel. Everything we fought against, you fight. You're like, no, I'm going to stay here. Everybody moved out. No, I'm going to keep smoking cigarettes. But you do it anyway in your house, right?
I don't smoke cigarettes in my house.
Are you allowed to?
No. I go outside. I need to have a reason to leave the apartment. And that reason is smoking cigarettes.
Not me. I would chain smoke the fuck out of it. I don't even care.
I mean, I love it when I can smoke in someone's house. That's the most fun thing you can do.
I think the law is if you own your house, you're allowed to.
Yeah, if it's an apartment, right? It's the lease agreement controls.
You should get into cigars. Cigars are more acceptable now.
Cigars smell like shit.
Well, yeah, but they got cigar bars. There's no Marlboro doesn't have a cigarette bar in the middle of the mall or something.
No, but you still got bars that have smoking rooms.
Oh yeah. Do you go to those specifically? Are you like a big time smoker, and it costs like what, $15 now? I mean,
The corner store next to me, pack of Camel Blue costs $12.
$12.
Here we are talking cigarette economics.
Do you buy like a pack a day or a week or?
More likely a pack a day. But I also that's my social currency in the Tenderloin. I get hit up for a lot of cigarettes, and I like to give them out, and to be a member of the community. That's how I contribute.
People ask me for cigarettes all the time. It's like, and I tell them no, I got weed, and they never like, let me hit that. I was hitting up a vape pen on Bart. The one dude is like, let me hit it, and I'm like, fuck, I want to say yeah, I just don't want to say no. I felt weird, because I grew up, I've been smoking weed so long. I'm from the hippie generation, so you don't say no to people, but it's like, I felt weird, but then
I'd rather share a pipe than a vape for some
Yeah.
reason. Like, I'd rather hand someone a small pipe and not a vape thing that you got your...
My battery died instantly. Like, my battery doesn't work. I don't know. People do they ask you, like, for phones? Can I use your phone?
Yeah, and because I'm often outside my apartment, and if I'm smoking, like maybe once or twice a year, people come up and they really need to use the phone, and I start to shake, and I'm like, yeah, okay, and I just sit there very nervous for like 3 minutes while they get no answer.
I refuse to let people use my phone.
He's gonna call me back.
Yeah, I've had that too. He's like, oh, he's about to text back. I was like, okay, we can wait a little bit.
Have you thought about going bootleg cigarettes? They got bootleg cigarettes now, don't they?
Well, I was thinking maybe going Rollies, maybe to like Bugle, the cheapest, or one of the cheaper ones.
I like the Bugler papers. I like the rolling papers, the Bugler. What's the yellow one? That's the other one, the Tops.
Oh yeah.
But then I got some roller that rolls big ass joints. So now I gotta buy big ass papers, because that's why I always made them look like they were cigarettes, so I could sit anywhere and just smoke them, and people wouldn't trip about it. Maybe that's why they kept asking me for cigarettes. But
because you're smoking cigarette looking.
yeah, I thought about buying a pack and just going. I'll pay for it. Like, how addicting are these things? People. You tell them, no, I got something else. Now, fuck that. I want a cigarette.
Well, that's not a bad idea. If you buy a pack and you don't smoke any of them, you could turn a profit there. Because a lot of people offer you $1. And I always turn them down for the $1. But if you take the $1, this is a money-making scheme right here.
I know. You can't. It's against the law to even sell, like, cigarettes for one at a time, isn't it?
Yeah, Lucy's. Although... a friend of mine, he's a comedian. I think he lives in Bayview. His corner store, he says you can buy Lucy's.
He lives in the Bayview. I just laugh about the Bayview. I don't know.
What do you have to say about Bayview?
I don't know, Bayview. I haven't spent much time in the Bayview. There's no
Me
open
neither.
mics in the Bayview.
No, there might not ever be.
I heard there's an open mic. Beast Mode, the running back for the Seahawks. He owns some restaurant in Oakland, and he does like an open mic there on Fridays or something.
Wait, really?
Yeah, somebody told me about it last week.
I mean, I want to note that. That might be fun.
Beast Mode open mic. I heard Beast Mode he goes to Tommy T's and stuff. So yeah, I don't know.
Is he doing comedy?
I don't think so. I'm just afraid to get heckled by Beast Mode.
What do you think he would say? How would he?
I talk shit. I remember when he crashed his car in Vegas last year.
You think he got caught wind of you making fun of his crash?
Actually, I made fun of his retirement. And then the next thing I heard, he was in Tommy T's the next day. And I'm like, I hope he's not out there looking for me. I know you hang out here. I'm like, oh, damn. Beast Mode is going to keep beating my ass.
I wouldn't believe it from anyone else, Chris, but I've seen you antagonize an audience pretty well to the point of violence, I think.
Have you seen stuff happen to me?
I've seen it.
What stuff have you seen?
I don't know what incendiary things you're saying to these people, Chris, but
some of the stuff I said is out of line. I have gone too far.
What's the worst you've ever been injured? The time that I saw?
I had a chair thrown at me at a neck of the woods.
But it was the beer bottle that cut your leg.
Oh yeah, the beer bottle, same place.
Same place.
No, the chair was coming at me, but it hit the mic stand. The mic stand knocked it down. But some fool threw a chair at me. That must have been. And that mean Dave's like, I didn't get my time on stage. I'm like, bitch, I almost got killed. They're crying about me. I'm not gonna bomb. It was a crazy story, man. Like, yeah, there's somebody in the audience that kept laughing at all my jokes.
What did you say to get a chair thrown at you?
Well,
Do you remember?
Of course I remember.
I want to see if you would tell the truth. Yeah.
So there were these 3 Irish guys, and there was a one woman, and I kept talking about like which one of you is banging though, and I guess the husband got mad and threw the chair. It was
I'm guessing it wasn't that one.
It was bad, and you know, no security did nothing about it because nothing happened. So everybody's like, well, nothing happened. Maybe we ignore it. And that was before it got changed to Neck of the Woods. It used to be something else. I heard there was some kind of mini riot there, and they changed the name. So when you Googled it, it didn't say like riot. But yeah, I had a beer thrown at me. I think that.
A beer bottle. I remember that.
Oh
That's
yeah,
like
the beer bottle. Yeah, I was out of line. Yeah, that was bad.
Yeah, because you were talking to the interracial couple up front.
I wonder where that went. You know.
I think it was fine.
I don't know, man. I mean, you spend all this time at the open mics, you think anything goes. You know, you realize there's some real audience members once in a while.
Well,
Yeah.
They don't like that shit.
I think
man.
you took what George Carlin said to heart. Comedians need to go to the line and deliberately cross it. I think you literally listen to him and go, I need to do that every time on stage. That's kind of your mantra. That's your mission statement. That's your stay out of the way. I'm cleared for takeoff.
He said, "Get on that stage and ask who's fucking that woman." And you ask that every night you go up.
Well, and I think Chris is also a lot like me in this regard. If you go up to him and you go, hey, whatever you do, don't say anything about this. Yeah. You just lit the fuse.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
firework, get away.
I don't need any excuse, but there was somebody in the audience. There was a daughter of a comedian, and she was laughing so damn hard, it kind of just took me over the edge.
Oh, so you were invincible.
She was like laughing, and the next thing I know, I had a chair thrown at me, and it was. But I can't lie to tell you that it doesn't affect you. Like, yeah, I never like went up and just said real crazy shit like that. Like you kind of just.
You ease into it?
Yeah, kind of I think it's called ignoring it. You know, like 3 guys and a woman is like, I'm just gonna ignore that one. You know.
But then you end up, you can't.
Well,
Right?
Yeah.
It's like a sickness.
It is because you get these you sit there in the open mics and you get bored and you watch.
Well, especially because you were
people.
going to Brainwash, and that's like a 3-4 hour wait.
Oh yeah,
that's a good way to get bored.
I used to do well to Brainwash, but
Well, yeah.
I was never one of Tony's people. You know how Tony always had his chosen people. Like, hey, he never he never chose me for shit.
Well,
Well,
I probably
you
wasn't
weren't-
around
you
enough,
weren't anointed,
but maybe
anointed by Tony. He was nice to me, definitely along the way. I think he's nice to everybody, but I mean, yeah, I get it. Everybody has their club in this town.
He did choose me. I wasn't one of his loser friends.
well, there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people to sort through, and you're a bit of an iconoclast, tearing down, and then you also used to wear you used to wear sunglasses on stage, didn't you?
I
if I
still
recall
do.
right. Okay.
I still do. Yeah, I wear sunglasses. I mean, I got in trouble for. I don't even know. Like I was doing a show in Sacramento. I think it was called. It was a yoga yoga, and they had these women, and
How did
they
you
brought
get
their
booked on
yoga
a
mats.
yoga class? On a yoga
No, because
show?
I came up with this weird name. I forgot the name of it, and it was Stephen Ferris at the. It was in Sacramento at the. What's the name of that place? And these women in yoga mats. I never told Stephen to bring anybody in yoga mats. That was his Stephen. So then I suggested they do downward dog, and next thing, all hell breaks loose. Like, oh no, I'm being sexual. And Stephen, the owner, doesn't like me, but the owner never said shit. So, it's one of those things you never know what really happened, but.
It's like the first go-to joke. Wouldn't that be like the low-bearing fruit, the easy one, right?
Yeah. I feel
like that's a good one.
Every comic's
Yeah.
gonna say something about downward dog.
Because nobody was doing yoga and comedy, so I thought I'm gonna be the first.
And
Yeah. But I never said anything about bringing yoga mats. Chris, I don't even know what a yoga mat. I don't know any of that shit. But I do know downward dog because I did an improv class, and the teacher made us do that shit in the beginning of class. So that's like the one thing.
well,
Nope.
it's the one thing everybody
I
knows
think
about it, right?
once they said it was getting quote too sexual, you should have just pulled your mat out and gone straight into it.
I wasn't even on stage yet. I think I said it. I was in the audience because I got video of it because they got a permanent camera in there, but it was set up really badly. You can't even hear the audience laughter, or maybe I wasn't getting any laughter. But it's like if you're gonna set up this permanent camera at a club, you need to have it near the audience.
Yeah, I was San Jose Improv. They won't let you, or they used to not let you get their improv sign behind you. They would get upset. I'm like, well, shit. Every comedian I know. By the way, I guess I should be on mic. Every comedian I know that has ever done this, any improv, that's what they want. They want a picture of them on stage
At
with
the
the brick
improv.
wall with
Yeah.
the improv sign behind
Yeah.
them. And so, like, the sound guy at San Jose Improv at one point, he goes, I'll grab it off the board. It will sound sweet. And I go, awesome, because I always have a problem hearing me or hearing the crowd or hearing a good balance of the two.
Yeah.
So it'd be really awesome. He burned me a copy. I burned a video copy because I just put it up on a ledge somewhere where nobody could see it. And then he recorded a set for me. And I watch them side by side because the one out of the booth sounds great. Awesome sound of me. No crowd. So it's like I'm literally telling jokes with zero laughter, zero response. But if you watch the video, at least you hear them laughing more than you hear me.
Okay.
And so it's like, wow, I wish I could just merge those two or lay those tracks over each other.
Yeah.
And time it right.
I wouldn't even know how to do that.
You could have laughed.
If somebody only had a studio in San Francisco.
That's crazy.
No, that's just one of those things. But yeah, you're right. It depends on the position of your camera, where you're getting your sound from. If you're grabbing it from the board, if you got it on a portable device, if it's a club, yeah, you should be miking your audience, especially if you're recording this for any posterity, because you definitely don't want to just show a comedian on stage with a room full of people and no audience response.
No.
Drop a couple mics in that audience. I want to hear the laughter. I don't want to hear people talking about, hey, when we go home, you know, tonight. I don't want to hear that kind of stuff. But I want to hear laughter. I want to hear applause. I want to hear people stomping their feet. That kind of stuff. Yeah. And then, no, actually, you know what? That's one thing I enjoy about comedy is every sound. It's not just the laughter. It's not just the applause. If I can get a gasp, if I can invoke a gasp or a ooh or a some sort of like you feel the air leave the room, it's like, okay, if I wanted to do that, I've done my job.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, you want the reaction you anticipated, right?
Right. You want to be able to take them on this roller coaster, hopefully of emotions, and most of it's laughing.
You don't want things thrown at you. But what really upset me is that there's no security at these places, you know, like, and they kind of blame the comedian, like, what did you say? What did you say? I was like,
was violence necessary? Regardless of what you said.
And hasn't that changed in the 15 years that I've been on the scene? I mean, it used to be that comedians were supposed to push boundaries, and they were supposed to. I used to have a joke early on in one of my sets was, I love comedy because it's the only job where you could do stuff that would get you fired from other jobs. Where else could you flirt with customers, do drugs? Where you're encouraged to do these things, do drugs, flirt with a bartender and the wait staff, all those other kind of things would get you fired in a regular job. But comedy, they encourage it. They're like, yeah, cool, the bad boy of comedy, right?
Well, I think some of that they encourage, right? The
Right.
whole wait staff thing. You don't want to.
What is the punchline?
Get to,
Like, is it different? I haven't been to the punchline in a couple of years. Are you allowed to bang the wait staff, or is that
I don't think any place has a de
come
facto
bang-
rule.
come
Like it
bang
has a explicit rule, not de facto, an explicit rule stating don't. I don't think they're either welcoming it or forbidding it.
I think you got to be at a certain level to be able to bang the wait staff.
Well, yeah, and it's also one of those things.
It's called a headliner.
I don't think it's as rigid as a system as you think there is.
I don't think so. Some women just love comedians. I don't know. It's like crazy. They're like, they work, like the Comedy Store ones. Half of them want to be actresses and the other half want to be funny and stuff. It's crazy. But I haven't been to any. I've been to Tommy T's though.
Recently?
I went there maybe 6 months ago. I did like 3 minutes for the open mic, I didn't even get. They're still doing the contest, which is weird,
What's the contest?
The forever going get yourself a spot, a headline spot kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
They've been doing that for years. I think it's just their way of getting butts into seats. And if you're a new comedian, it's kind of your bringer.
Yeah.
So
That's what it
yeah,
sounds
bring them
like,
to
yeah.
bring them to actual a room that actually does comedy, like an improv, like a punchline,
They give you
like
like
a Tommy
1,000
T's.
tickets.
Yeah, they give you.
They give you 1,000 tickets.
Or no, even more, what they really want, they do want money for either tickets or they want the bar sales.
Yeah.
And so everything's a 2-item minimum anyway.
Somebody told me they were there last weekend or the weekend before that, and now they got VIP packages. Like from the certain comedians, you can buy VIP packages where you get T-shirts included, or
Do you get to meet them?
meet
Is
them.
there a
I
meet
guess
and greet?
Meet and
because
greet.
there's no nice place to sit in this place. It's
So
all the same.
I think if the
That's
comedian doesn't mind meeting people after a show, that's awesome.
Yeah.
But I hate the meet and greets where you're out there and you kind of get to say hi to them, but then you can't take a picture with them or you can't do this and that without giving them like $10.
Oh, I've never seen that. I guess
I have. Gilbert Gottfried at Cobb's. That was his last one.
You should have paid the $10.
I'm telling you, it would be worth at least $7.50 right
I
now.
know.
That's
That guy's. I like that guy. He was.
I didn't say
funny.
I don't like that he charged, but I guess if he needed money.
So I told my friends to walk outside the door. And I said, as I'm walking by, I'm just going to photobomb. This guy.
I was at the SF Expo that happened a couple of months ago. I guess Vahe was doing a show up there.
Yeah, they were doing Best of SF there, weren't they?
Yeah, but I got sick, and Vahe was paranoid I was going to get him sick. So he said, I'll give you a pass, but you can't come to my show. Because he thought I had COVID. I said, fuck it, let me go. And yeah, it's really weird. You got to pay to get pictures. It's like, it's really weird. It was like, there's some famous people, like the guy from, the Esposito guy from Breaking Bad was there, but it's really weird. Yeah, like you got to pay for all that. And it's like, I heard Metallica's got like $50,000 tickets now. Like, who wants to pay $50,000 to see Metallica play? It's 2023.
I wouldn't even pay $50,000 to see Metallica play in 1986. So
Somebody told me that the baseball stadium where the Giants play, you can just go and kick it down there during concerts. You can hear the whole concert and right by on the field, but I haven't done that either. that sounds too complicated for me.
It's a long way to go.
I know.
I
I
hate
would just
going
buy
down
a
there.
ticket. But concerts suck these days. Like, you got to get in early. They search you. You gotta buy all this merchandise, the food. Sporting events are just, they're awful.
Oh, sporting
You should go to
events
Great
really
American
suck.
Music Hall.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
No, I'm sorry. I was going to say sporting events do suck because everything costs $1 million.
Yeah.
Well, you know, my first job was at Great America.
Oh, really?
The amusement park, you know? Not the. He was impressed until he figured out it was an amusement park. Yeah.
I'm
That was my
impressed
fir-
by everything you do, Chris. So.
Thank you. I'm impressed too.
It's like when I first got here, I was working in. Do you know what Malibu is? On the peninsula.
Right.
The city or.
No.
No, Malibu Grand Prix and Castle Golf and
Oh, yeah, I
Games
used to
was
live
in
in
Redwood
Malibu.
City on the peninsula.
Hey, can you go do that without a driver's license? Do they allow you? I don't have a
I
driver's
think they should. I think they let kids do it, and they don't have
So, yeah, if
license.
they allow kids, why don't they allow me? I don't got driver's
No, you have to have I thought you had to have a something. Didn't you have a learners or something? I can't remember. It's been so
No,
long.
I used to go
I
on
don't
there when I
know.
was a kid.
I have no idea. I thought it was like go karts. I never been. I want to go there. I want to go to Great America. I want to go to. There's a Six Flags in Vallejo. I've never been to any
Oh
of those.
yeah, Six Flags Vallejo. Yeah.
But when I was working with children, I say, "What'd you do over the summer?" And all of them were like, "Oh, I went to Malibu," and I was like, "Well, how are all these kids going to Malibu, and why Malibu?" And it turns out it was just up the street.
Malibu Grand Prix. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
think-
now they took. So one of my bits is they took that out. They actually took out Malibu and Castle. They literally gutted it. We didn't know what they were to develop, but I guess they developed a jail. And so I thought if you're going to steal a child's childhood, you might as well give them somewhere else to stay when they get older.
That is dystopian.
Isn't that scary?
Well, it was like in I think after World War II, I'd heard that. So right now in Japan, up in the mountains, there's a lot of abandoned amusement parks, like kind of like ghost town amusement parks,
What?
like in these like isolated mountain places, or probably not too isolated. But the reasoning was when America came in and reformed Japanese society, there's all these Shinto shrines up in the mountains, and I guess Shinto was kind of associated with Japanese war efforts, and so to kind of be like, oh well, we don't want this militaristic religion, we're going to level the temple and put up an amusement park. It was basically it was trying to say we're going to replace this old temple with
Well, the
some
Six
real-
Flags over Shinto.
some real Americana
Right.
right there, you know.
Six Flags over Shinto.
It's true.
So now there's all these abandoned parks, but they're from like literally war era, so like 40s and 50s.
Yeah.
So they're like wood roller coasters and
Yeah, I
very racist rides.
The roller coasters now are scary. Like, they've gotten really scary, these roller coasters. Maybe I'm just really old, but I went to Knott's Berry Farm near Disneyland, right? And they had one roller coaster just freaked the fuck out of me. I was like, oh man. It was just nuts. Like, I used to ride the rides during lunch hour at Great America. So I would do the
What was
Edge.
the ride? Do you remember which roller coaster it was?
No, I like the Edge. I used to ride the Edge a lot. Remember the Edge where they would just drop you for like 2 seconds? Now they got rides that drop you for like a minute and a half.
I've never been to Great America.
I haven't been to Great America.
Can we
It's expensive. We should go one day.
let's do it. Let's bring the cameras and
Hell
we can
yeah.
document it. Well, that's kind of what you and Vahe used to do with your hanging out sessions, right?
Yeah, we used to do all that shit. I don't know why we stopped. Like, we had we had Joey Bragg, when he was still cute and adorable.
What happened?
He ended up in the Disney Channel. I think.
He was just doing a show on Channel 7, man. He wasn't doing bad.
Oh, is that show still on?
No.
I don't think I know him.
Kira Cedric.
Joey Bragg, yeah.
So what was that? Which ride did you like? The ride, the Edge.
I used to ride the Edge a lot. That was my favorite ride.
Where was that at?
At Great America. Great America. It used to be Paramount. No, it was one of those weird.
Yeah, Paramount's Great America, Santa Clara.
I think it's going down. They're gonna build like buildings on it or something.
Hopefully another jail.
They need it. I mean, why not? They need to build more jails.
That seems like a controversial take on things. Right?
Like the Eastmont Mall in Oakland, they turned it into a police station. Who needs a mall? You need a police station, right? I mean,
Well, I feel like they should have just had a kiosk. Just this is the police kiosk at the mall.
they should. I mean, they do recruit people and stuff.
They hand out little samples too.
I never like the police. I admire the police. I don't got anything against the police.
What's your favorite thing about the police?
I don't know. I like it when I don't talk to them. That's really my when I don't talk to them.
Well, did the police get involved when you were smoking at the center or the
Which one?
your community? Your community.
No, they didn't get involved. There wasn't the police, but yeah, there's a no smoking law where I live in Walnut Creek, and the building people. I got a letter saying they're gonna fine me $100, you know, and I was like, and the next thing my mom's like, they're gonna throw us out. I'm like, they're not throwing us out. They're gonna fine us $100, you know. They're gonna throw us out. They're not throwing anybody out. They're not gonna fine anybody. Really, what these people wish is my stupid fucking neighbors would just shut the fuck up. I mean, weed is everywhere. Why are you complaining? Maybe they're allergic to weed. I don't know.
They probably see that hat you're wearing with that joint on the side, and they're like,
yeah.
Here's a bad element.
Yeah, like this hat. I just got this hat, the backwoods hat, and I have a question. I don't even smoke backwoods. Is it okay for me to wear this hat?
That's really a tough question. I think you can wear it. I think it's okay because you stand for what's in the products.
I don't even smoke blunts. I used to be anti-blunt, but now I'm into backwoods gear. But I've never been into like blunts because it just added to the price. You know what I mean? It just you don't need it.
Well, I
But
thought most people were just making their own. Oh, you're saying that's adding to the price, buying the component?
yeah, you gotta buy the papers.
Yeah.
You gotta buy the cigars. Sometimes you gotta take out the tobacco.
You got to do work.
They never donated the tobacco to people who can't afford cigarettes. There should be a place where you can dump all the used tobacco.
Yeah, it's the back of the bus.
I know, it is.
That's where you go for free tobacco, the back of the city bus.
The back of the bar train. People, that's where I smoke my weed. People think it's ridiculous, but yeah, I do smoke weed. But I only do it when I smell it first, you know.
You can blend in.
Or when there's somebody who smells so bad that I think people would rather smell weed than that person.
I
did that a couple times.
really like that that thought process there. Yeah. 'Cause
Yeah.
I could see that. I have been in a situation where I think the smell of weed would have made it better.
They care if you smoke weed, but they'll boot you if you're homeless. Like, I've seen people get booted from BART because they smell bad. They got too much luggage. Like, you can't be on BART with 5 pieces of luggage.
Well, it's usually like they're sleeping. Like,
Yeah.
And then so they try to ride. They're like, oh, this person didn't wake up the last stop. We're going to tell them to get off on the next one.
I don't care if they do that. I'm all for them sleeping on BART. BART is big. I'm down with it. Just let me smoke my weed. I think the last cart should officially be like a cart where you can...
The fentanyl and sleeping car.
The degenerate car.
No, they should allow like a smoking area on BART. I think, but you know the problem with BART is just too damn expensive. They won't admit it.
Too many BART fires, though, man. So if they're gonna put smoking or any kind of whatever on BART, it better be the last card. Better be a button that we can push to let the car just like fly off.
I think seal up and exterminate everyone inside.
Okay, so now I have a video of the Edge.
Let me see the.
So this is from 1986.
You're gonna hurt Chris's heart. He's gonna
I
have
think
palpitations.
I was on that video.
This is
Oh,
you
that
right
one.
here. This is actually
That's exactly when I was working there.
Okay, so let's see if we can get this into your scene so everybody
No,
can see it.
86. I might have that.
And it's right up behind you guys, in between you two, but you can see it here on the screen. And let's go ahead and play this for you. It's only about a minute or so, and then we're just going to play the video from it. So it's actually a car that comes out over the edge
It's scary, isn't it? Look at that. Boom.
And literally, they drop you.
That's alright.
I can see you, Chris.
Made me nervous.
There's the rat right there in the cage.
That's me. That's where they would stick me during lunch hour.
Wow, they actually have 2 of those going at a time. Oh, and here's like, I guess you're going up.
I don't know why they got rid of that ride. It was so much fun.
Oh, and this one is, I think, the demon. The other one was the Edge. This one's the
Yeah,
demon.
the wooden roller coaster. I'm not down with wooden roller coasters.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that one's, no, that's the other one. That's the Grizzly.
The Grizzly, yeah.
That's the wooden one. So the reason I don't like wooden roller coasters is because they sound like they're going to fall apart.
Yeah, they feel, I think, a bit more rickety.
Yeah, right. But this is the demon. The demon's the one, it's all metal, but it goes through the tunnel and it has the eyes. Here we go. Ooh, you're supposed to see the demon eyes.
I'll have to shout out for the Beast and Son of the Beast in Cincinnati.
Son of the Beast.
Or
Son
Kings
of the
Island.
Beast.
2 very large wooden
Look at that.
roller
Look at that.
coasters.
That's great. That's great vision. Great views right there.
Look at
I think you can do roller coaster rides like on VR videos. You know, that's kind of fun.
I still get a kick out of rides that aren't that much of a thrill ride. So, like, I can still go to Disneyland and still like Space Mountain.
I want to have a heart
Or
attack
the
or something
Matterhorn.
Like that.
I think Space Mountain got changed.
Space Mountain, it was funny because the last time I went, Space Mountain, they actually they had the lights on the inside.
Oh yeah, I was there in July. I don't think it was open, but it kind of sucks. You know, nothing sucks more at Disneyland. It's a hot day, you're waiting in line, and somebody with a fast pass is like, I was passing you up. You're like,
Where is this at? Disneyland or something?
Disneyland, yeah.
Oh, never been.
Really?
You never been to
No.
Disneyland with you?
Or World.
He's some kind of hippie or a Nazi. I can't figure it out. I can't figure out
A
if
Nazi.
you're a hippie or a Nazi. Yeah, I bet it isn't it? Great. I mean, what do you do out here? You been in Universal Studios? No.
No.
You're not an amusement park.
I like amusement parks, but it's hard to get to. Oh, Renaissance fairs. Me and my friends go to
Oh.
Renaissance
Just
fairs.
like
an
There we
amusement
go.
park, not.
It's a place of fantasy and make believe, and they might have rides. They do have shitty rides, like a giant swing.
They push you.
Ye old flogging machine.
They push.
You go to the Renaissance fair to get drunk and high and
Don't they
eat
have
turkey
a,
legs
they
Well, I
have
like
a-
that. I'll go for just the turkey. You had me at turkey leg, but
and watch old timey shows. I guess
I've been to medieval times. Medieval times.
I've never been there, but I've been to Excalibur in Vegas.
Oh,
They
yeah.
they kind of have like a medieval times experience.
Oh yeah, I stayed at Treasure Island last time. I was there for Christmas. I stayed at Treasure Island, and Treasure Island is like in the middle of all these expensive ass hotel casinos, but it's like, yeah, you know, and they didn't even have like the boat show anymore. Like they went hella cheap and stuff. I give it thumbs up because they did bust me in the casino for smoking weed like at 6, 7 in the morning.
the
Oh,
last
you were telling me this, like, and you said you usually try to be considerate and find a place where no one can find you.
I look for the areas where there's really nobody there, but there's cameras everywhere. I'm a dumbass, you know. I'm a dumbass. Like, there's not that much cigarette smoke anymore. Like, I need to figure out where you and your friends kick it at, like the chimney smokers, so I can just blend in with my weed and shit. But yeah, I got the MGM Grand. I got busted too.
Edinburgh Castle on Gary you can go to.
Oh yeah, the Edinburgh Castle and stuff. Yeah.
There's another place that has a smoke room, but it's not coming to me.
800 Larkin.
yeah, you have to unboard it first, right?
What's up with that place?
It's closed up.
Did they take away their license? You can't even buy a bar license anymore in the city. You gotta buy an existing bar and take it over and stuff.
I think Alyssa would have something to say about our laws, you know.
Alyssa's Alyssa, like, you know, she's upset, you know. That's why she moved out of California. And I don't know, it's scary because it's like 120, and she like turns into a tomato during the summertime. So I'm like, I suggested she go to Vegas, but I'm like, you don't want to be in that weather. You tan too damn much. But
She's in Texas, right? Ain't that? I guess is Las
Austin's-
Vegas a bit more.
Austin gets hot. Austin gets hella hot, you know. Yeah, it's kind of scary. Like, Alyssa's great, but it's like, yeah, it's kind of anything red is scary to me, you know,
Because of the Red Scare.
yeah, because I grew up in the '80s. They try to make us scared of communism. And shit.
Can you tell me where you were when the wall came down?
Oh yeah, I was there taking a piece of the wall off the ground.
You and David Hasselhoff.
I remember where I was when the Soviet Union went down. I think I was watching CNN.
You,
That whole perestroika, I don't know. I never believed in fully, like...
you didn't believe in what is it? Not Gorbachev. is it?
Gorbachev was cool. In fact, he spoke at Stanford when I was in high school, and I lied to a teacher of mine. I told her I went to see him.
I was about to ask you about it, but
And
apparently
she
you
was
didn't
so
fucking
impressed.
go.
And then sadly, I told her, no, I'm just bullshitting you. I just cut class. Fuck you. I wasn't there to see Gorbachev. She was so impressed. She was like, oh. I'm like, oh. Yeah, that guy with a big ass thing on his head.
Yeah.
The map of Albania or whatever. Yeah.
I don't know. Communism was funner back in those days.
It was funner back in those days.
Putin is scary. There's nothing fun about Putin, you know? Like, but communism, we say, they,
Well, there was an optimistic air, you know.
yeah, it was fun.
The whole collapse of the Soviet
The
Union.
clothes was cooler, you know. Like, at least it was cool. Like the communism, the USSR was like they had some fun shit, but now there's nothing fun about Russia. I'll go to Russia though. I'll totally go. Oh, would you go to Russia?
Yeah, I guess.
Have you traveled abroad? To
Hardly
me,
little, just to Berlin, really.
I'm guessing that you.
And I lived in Japan for 2 years.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah, you-
so I guess I did. I lived
Right.
abroad.
Oh, it's not
I forgot
See,
for a moment.
hippie or Nazi. You sound like you're more of a Nazi. You've been to Berlin and Japan. Like, what about Italy? Did you?
I'm a
I went
reformed
to
Nazi.
Mussolini's hometown.
Yeah,
I've
I
been to
mean,
Amsterdam. And of course, I'm a pothead.
You went there?
I went to Amsterdam years ago.
You go to one of your sessions there?
I was there before 9/11. When 9/11 happened, I wasn't that surprised because Amsterdam, like the whole marijuana game, was it was like Middle Eastern run, the coffee shops. So I was thinking that there's a lot of ways to hide money in this town. So when 9/11 happened, I'm thinking the money must have flown right through Amsterdam and shit. But maybe I shouldn't be talking like that. But when it happened, because you know you're in America before 9/11, you see Muslims and Middle Easterns, but not that much. But I tell you, the whole weed game was run through them back then.
Well, in Amsterdam, right?
Yeah, and I'm thinking that's a good way to hide money. But yeah, I didn't get a hooker though. If that's what you're wondering.
That was my next question.
Yeah.
Why didn't you get a hooker?
I didn't have the cash flow. But you know, Amsterdam is one of those cities any American could live in because they speak like English. I never heard anything but English everywhere I went. It was like, it's almost like you could take Amsterdam and stick it in America.
Maybe you naturally know Dutch and you just don't know it.
I never even heard Dutch. It was like, it was the...
Where the fuck they speak.
It was crazy, yeah, but it was like, yeah, it was, you know, I joke to people that my mom was taking me to Vegas for Christmas because she decided I need to get a hooker. My son needs some pussy. You know, like I told people, my mom's taking me to the Bunny Ranch for Christmas. She's like, my son needs a pussy, damn it. You know?
Did people believe you?
Some people actually bought it.
I can see that.
Bought into it. Because, you know, they watch too much HBO. Like, my mom ain't taking me to the Bunny Ranch. Dumbass. One time I was in Vegas with her, and I was getting too many of those cards that they hand out the prostitutes.
Yeah.
And she's like, I don't want you doing that anymore. I mean, that's That's the point. It's like, nah, don't be getting any hooker cards around me and shit. Like,
I'd like to see your card collection, like in little like sleeves and a binder.
I would, man. I would.
We can trade.
Yeah, they still hand those out, but not as much. Now they got these women in pairs that they have you take pictures with them. Like, they're all dressed up like showgirls. And they're like, you walk around, and they're everywhere now. There's always like 2 of them, right? And it's like, why do I need a picture with these 2 women dressed up like showgirls?
Well, how much is a photo?
It can't be more than $10, $20, depending
Yeah.
how good looking they are, how desperate.
I like I guess the old Vegas area. Was that
Oh,
old
yeah.
Fremont? 'Cause that-
Downtown, yeah.
where it has like the old well, not the old, but it has the heart attack grill.
Oh, yeah, I think the heart
It's like
attack.
around there in that little shopping area.
Yeah, I don't think the heart attack grill is around anymore.
What, it didn't survive the pandemic.
I don't think so. I think heart attacks got too expensive. They tried to name it the COVID grill, but no, you should. Yeah, I remember the heart attack grill. Yeah, I
I had
actually
that scale out front.
I stayed there like last year at the Four Queens. But
How often do you go to Vegas?
as much as I can. I've been there, like, I was there December. I was there in March last year, so I'm always trying to get back to Vegas. I don't.
Are you getting stage time up there? Or
No, I go there to fuck around. I don't even go to shows unless I go with my mom, because then she pays for all the shows and stuff.
Yeah.
I go for different events. But how about you? When was the last time you were there?
Went to visit ex-girlfriend. She's from there, and she paid for things, which was nice.
That's hella good.
Hell
Yeah, people who grew up in Vegas are weird, aren't they? I had a friend who grew up in Vegas too.
Well, she was embarrassed by it.
Oh,
She
what?
didn't want people to know.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because it's almost like growing up in Hollywood, but a lot dirtier. You know, like.
I like the grit though.
Yeah, but it's like, it's a weird mentality. Everybody in their family works in some casino or something. It's like,
Or in construction and development.
you have to. They build everything. It's like,
It's all sprawl.
yeah, it's fun out there. It's crazy, but
Yeah, I like it too.
yeah, I've been there, but the last time, downtown is hell to stay in, but it's so fucking loud. It's like you were in a concert at 2 a.m, and I stayed in the Four Queens because they didn't have any like, what is it called when they add like $50 to your room? They had like a tax rate. They got taxes.
Oh.
And that hotel didn't have that, so, but it was so damn loud. It was like, I was in a concert until 2 a.m. And it got so loud, I just said, fuck it, let me just go out there and watch. But, yeah, and it's bad because I used to have a buffet addiction. And,
I mean, I like a good buffet too, but were you truly addicted?
no, I was addicted to Chinese buffets. What happened to the Chinese buffets? They used to be everywhere. But yeah, that's one of the things I can't do. I can't do buffets anymore, but like, yeah, it's fun. I wish I could live there, except I've never actually been there in the middle of the summertime.
Oh, there. Yeah.
Are you part of the Gary Club?
No. Do you know the Gary Club though?
No, what is the Gary Club?
It's a very small bar on Gary Street, and this was their shirt for Year of the Tiger,
Oh,
which I
yeah.
think was last year. And so I'm from, so I spent a lot of time in Cincinnati, and so the Bengals. This is my Bengals wear. So when the Bengals play, I wear this shirt.
Were you watching the game on Sunday?
Yeah, I watched them both. I mean, I was mostly just drinking.
What do you think is more painful, to be a Bengals fan or a Niners fan? Like, what was worse on Sunday?
I think it's worse. It was worse on Sunday to be a 49ers fan, because I think that I'm not the biggest football fan, but I watch a good amount of it because I'm in bars a lot.
Yeah.
And everyone's always happy when the the 49ers win. If they would have won, I think it would have made for a really great night.
They broke that guy's arm, the QB.
Yeah, his elbow got fucked,
I
right?
think just how the hell you just grab the guy's arm and break it? Like, oh, here we go. It's like watching Madden football, like some kind of joke. At first, you can't even believe it. Did I just see the guy just break the guy's arm and then they did it to the next guy too.
Yeah.
They broke that guy's arm too. Like, come on, man.
Aiming for arms.
And they're like, who the hell are we gonna play now? Like, he just broke two. They gotta do something about that. That's when I just go, nah. That's just. I mean, you can sack the guy without breaking his arm, you know.
Well, I propose that when you get to that point, you have like that. You pause the game, and you have an audience competition to see who will take over as quarterback.
Yeah.
Like that movie about the Philadelphia kicker or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Like it was just kicking trash cans according to the movie.
They do that in hockey. Like sometimes when they only carry one goalie, and the goalie gets injured, they have somebody from the crowd come in and play goalie.
Well, I like that. There's probably like a lot of local players hanging around. Yeah.
There have been people actually playing the NFL. The NHL. They were just, and in fact, that's
actually pretty cool.
Yeah,
I dig that.
And then it was like the first quarter, and I couldn't fucking believe it. Like I couldn't believe what I was watching. It was just the most frustrating thing. I mean, we spent 10 weeks. They were 10-0, won 10 games in a row. Oh man, I just couldn't fucking believe it. Like, and then they had to bring the guy back, even though he was injured. They didn't have anybody else to play quarterback, so he can't. They almost had the running back play quarterback, man. It was
that's what I was wondering. Like, what would be the next position that they would choose to?
They had the running back. Yeah,
running back would do it.
Usually they carry like 3 of the. In fact, Garoppolo probably could have played in the Super Bowl, but yeah, I couldn't believe it was so frustrating.
It's like when the president dies and then the vice president dies. I think you go to the House of Representatives.
That's why they don't. Yeah, it's like the head of the house. Yeah. That's why they don't have the president and the vice president fly at the same time. You know, because they need them like
because
separate.
Of Russia.
Yeah. Right now they just got a bunch of people to play Biden, but nobody does it too well. I hope Biden runs. I love how they keep finding these documents in these people's houses.
Yeah, I don't understand how that works. Why can't people just return shit?
They don't, because they don't even take it seriously. I mean, I bet they got a whole room full of documents. Like, I'm quite sure you spent years in political office. You got boxes and boxes of shit ready to stick in some university's library. Let them look at it. Like.
Although I will say this, I do have some confidential material at home from work that I just put under the bed because I don't have a shredder. So I'm kind of just like them.
What is it? What was it about?
Legal stuff.
Oh, you work at a law firm? Or?
Yeah, I'm licensed to practice law in California, and I've been an attorney for a while. Although I'm taking a bit of a small break because I hate it.
I knew a comedian. She went to law school.
Who was that?
Stephanie Silverman, and actually I asked her for some law advice one time, but my mom got a letter from a porn company saying, stop downloading our videos without paying, right? Because the internet's under my mom's name.
Yeah, your mom's a deviant.
My mom's a deviant. So I don't know. I didn't know what to do, so I asked her. I asked Stephanie Silverman. I'm like, what should I do about this letter? She's like, just ignore it. What they want you to do is write back, and then they got you guilty. They're going to get money out of you.
Oh, yeah.
So just ignore it.
Yeah.
That way the law firm, because it's not them, it's a law firm writing to you. So just ignore that letter.
Yeah, the cost to them to go after you is going to be much more than they would probably is worth. You know, it's like when you if a very poor person gets into a car accident, it's their fault. There's not really much you can do.
My mom had a real porn problem, Matt.
What kind
Not
of
only porn, but she would download all kinds of shit.
did it list everything, all the file names?
Yeah, it was bad. It was like, I forgot what website that was, but it was like, what the hell is this? You were looking.
The worst thing is she was labeling everything Chris as porn. So that's the worst thing. Is that that's the real deviant issue.
Did she get the letter first? And she's like, Chris, what is this?
Yeah, she gave it to me, but that's the only letter we received like that. But yeah, Xfinity used to get mad because I would download shit, but no. Nah.
Was this back in the 90s on a 56K modem?
No, I wish it was. It's like maybe 6-7 years ago. I don't even download anything because everything's there for you to take anyway. Like, who cares? Yeah, I mean, you get Hulu. You basically get to watch everything anyway. But yeah, I mean, it was good law advice, you know. It's like, then she billed me for like 10 grand.
Well, the same thing's actually happening. The same thing's actually happening now with digital copyright stuff, but it's always like whatever the newest movie is that hasn't made it to DVD or Netflix or whatever streaming service. So they usually have something out in the theater that somebody grabs, but then it's on some streaming service that is served up on a website that's across the world. And so they have different laws there, but you know, we're not supposed to download it here. So if you download a BitTorrent file, which is a big huge file, they know right away. It's like, oh, I'm either downloading porn or some software you shouldn't have, or
movies and TV.
Or movies that are new and in the theater. And so yeah, that's what Xfinity was really big about, sending out letters. By the way, if you ever do this again, it's going to be a $2,500 fine minimum.
Yeah.
And that was like their standard letter. Hey, here's your bill, and by the way, you've been very, very bad. So, and that was, 10, 15 years, or about 10 years ago. And then since then, now people use private VPNs. So you don't know where somebody's downloading it, but we don't know where it's being downloaded to and whose service provider. And
yeah, you could do all that stuff, but it's like, it's too complicated. I don't download anything illegally anymore. It's just, I'm a good boy.
You're a good boy. You're a good Christian.
I used to go into websites and get passwords for porn sites. I don't do that anymore because it's so, I don't know. People don't like it.
You found Christ.
You found Christ. You found Christ on the URL.
I did.
That's right.
I found the 700 Club.
Oh, God. I hate that shit.
Hi, I'm Pat Robinson, and I want to talk to you about this today.
I can't believe those people are still around. Pat Robinson, that guy must be like 100 years old. Like, I mean, doesn't Jesus want to see you at all? Like, when you get to 100, I always think Jesus doesn't want to talk to you.
Yeah, Jesus is keeping him all
Jesus
nice.
is upset at you. Like, I love the celebrities when they're about to have their 100th birthday and they're gonna have a party for them. And they sell tickets and they die right before. Like Betty White, they sold tickets to some party. And she died. They're like, they're not going to give you the money back.
Come see her before the body goes cold. All right, here.
Well, that's what they. I think you can go see Lenin in glass, right? Back when Russia was Soviet Union was cool. They had him in glass.
And I said I wasn't going to do it until the other three were there. Beatles. Yeah. Sorry. Horrible joke.
You think the 700 Club is a lot like the 800 Club?
I think so. Why is it called the 700 Club? I don't even get it. Like, what is it about 700? What is it?
It might be a numeric, like a number reference to the Bible, like 700 something happening, or 700 days.
Souls, or who knows?
I hope Jesus does come back, but I think he'll probably go back to Vegas or something. He'll be born in Vegas.
That's kind of
be a street performer, dress up like a transformer, like one of those guys. Have you seen those guys?
You think he has no interest in our salvation at that point? He just wants to come back to fuck around in Vegas?
Probably. Wants to go save a bunch of hookers again. Like, where the hookers at?
I have a lot of fundamentalist family that would take issue at your statements.
I got like real Catholic family. My brother and I are the only ones that didn't go through the whole communion thing, you know, the whole wafer thing. It was kind of weird. And I used to go to Chile during the summers, and
Why didn't your mom make you do that?
they hated Catholic school. They hated the
Oh, so your mom was not on board either. She was
Nah,
just raised in it.
My parents went through Catholic school. Everybody in my family went through Catholic school, and they hated it. They're like, fuck. I don't think I've been in a Catholic church only once in America. I went to a funeral, but they aren't down with that kind of stuff, you know. I think they try to go New Age at one point, but yeah, they're not down with religion, you know. That's why I got to watch football, you know. Like, it could be religion or football. You got to decide one or the other, you know. Unless you're a college football fan, then you can go to church on Sunday or NASCAR, but yeah, I always
This is all about scheduling, just scheduling. Because you can go to a Wednesday night prayer service, my friend.
I do think that they should teach kids the Bible in school, only because you need to know the Bible stories, because they're so ingrained in American culture.
I don't know if it's necessary, but I do agree with the ingrained, because I grew up in it, and it's kind of funny that I've talked to comedians who didn't, and like I can make a lot of biblical references and get them from like other.
It's like
comics.
Cain and Abel, man. It's like
know.
Cain and Abel. Like, ooh, is that wrestling?
So here's to answer one of your questions.
Yeah.
One of your questions
John
from earlier.
3:16.
One of your questions from earlier was, what is the significance of the number 700? It's called the angel number 700. When you keep encountering the number 700, it means that the divine realm wants to send you an important message. The universe is happy with the way you've been conducting your life. A sign of their approval, send their way number 700 your way. So, and it's also part of the tarot and stuff like that.
So you're telling me
$700.
that the 700 Club is relying on tarot numbers.
Well, it also relates to what it's relating to, I guess, somewhere in the Bible. It's the angels. The angels are proud of your efforts. The angel number 700 is referenced in the Bible somewhere.
Okay.
That if you carry on with the same trend, you will achieve your goals within the time you desire.
So it's like a fortune cookie.
It's like a fortune cookie within a Bible verse.
Keep going, baby. Keep
so
doing what you're doing.
There's your facts.
I don't see any 700s in this room.
Yeah.
That explains. I think Paul has a big 700 tattoo in the back on his back.
It's a tramp stamp.
Yeah,
Let's get it right.
It used to be 100. He just he added a line. He became religious, added a line. So,
and if you're looking at it upside down and backwards, it says Pat Robertson.
Oh, yeah, that's a good.
Cool.
That's crazy that Jim Baker started like 3 different religious networks, like, and then ended up in jail on top of it. Like, he was a real go-getter. The other people, they're just
He was,
they kind of
yeah.
were there just for the fun of it, you know. Like, we're
So
gonna...
you really got to commit to the mega church.
Yeah, I was surprised these mega churches came back, because I remember in the 90s they were all in scandals, like, you know, they were all getting in trouble, but now they're huge. The TV audience for these things are huge. It's like,
We know.
He's still alive, by the way.
Jim Baker's still alive.
Yeah.
You know Football Jesus, the
What?
giant statue over in I think Ohio or northern Kentucky, around there.
Or he's throwing a football.
No, he's like this,
it's
and
good.
it's like it was a huge statue, and it was struck by lightning and burned to the ground. Not a 700 moment.
Did they break his arm and stuff?
I mean, best case scenario, God was striking down a pagan idol.
I still can't believe they broke that
The golden
guy's
calf.
arm. Like, how do you just break some guy's arm like that? I mean, that's just vicious. I mean, that guy could be the end of his career. He's got Tommy John surgery now, like the quarterback. He's gonna be out for a whole year. Like,
Really?
How vicious are you? You play in the NFL, like, I got to the Super Bowl, I'm gonna break this guy's arm. You know, like, that's just horrible. I couldn't believe it. Like, what the hell? And how you not like stop this guy from grabbing your quarterback? Why didn't we see any 49ers try and beat the guy up? Like, you just broke my quarterback's arm. We got problems, you know. Like, I was stunned. Like, I couldn't fucking believe it. Like, and then I had 3 more quarters to watch. Like, oh my god.
Oh yeah, so early in the fucking
Yeah.
game. Yeah.
Until next year.
Who's going to be the starting quarterback, you think?
My guess, we're going to have Jimmy G come back.
There we go. Back to business as usual.
We're going to go back to the first guy. What was his name?
Colin Kaepernick.
Yeah, they're going to bring back Colin Kaepernick, man. I don't even know. I mean, they got the other guy, Lance, they got him under contract, right? But I'm not even sure if he's going to be ready for the beginning of the year. I don't even know. And Tom Brady announced he was retiring today, so...
Rest in peace.
I don't even...
Yeah, he's retiring today. What is today? Wednesday. So by Friday, he'll be back in the game.
I think so. I figure he's trying to leverage it because...
How many times has he retired? Twice?
Maybe like 3. Yeah, twice. But...
Well, I guess I feel like the attraction of him is going down. Why? Maybe, right? I mean, their team crapped out, right?
Yeah.
But maybe, but I don't know shit about it, so whatever.
Well,
You don't know about sports.
No.
Neither do I. I never played tackle football in my life.
I like that NHL thing. Maybe I'll get called up as a goalie.
Get called up as a goalie.
so
That's why I go to polo games.
So, but the last time he did it was only a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
Right. So when he did that, he ended up coming back a couple weeks later, or very much. He literally signed a 1-year contract for $15 million.
And then
I mean, I would also be also Bob's right hand boy for $15 million for a year.
He got the coach fired on top of it. When he came back, they fired the coach.
Who is that? Is that Bruce? No.
I don't know.
I don't
Arias.
fuck.
Is it Arias?
Arian?
It's
Bruce
Harry Ass. It's Harry Ass.
Harry Ass.
Harry
Bruce
Ass.
Harry Ass.
Bruce Harry Ass.
Oh, and $13.88 million of it was fully guaranteed, no matter what, treated as a signing bonus. So even if he got injured first play in,
Wow.
I would have just gone, wow, man, oof, I gotta go.
I just wish I had stupid amount of money like that to do something so.
Yeah, he's got 5 kids. His wife left him because he wouldn't retire. I'm like, don't you want a man with a job? All these women are complaining, like, my man got no job. I'm like, well,
where are you running these women complaining about man ain't got no job?
All these men got no job.
And the contract he signed before that was for 2 years for $50 million.
Damn.
So I mean, even if you
you
be not the greatest investor and not very frugal with your money, I could see how you just be like worth over $100 million easily.
He's worth more than that. He's got
Way more, right? All his investments, and then was he the one that just got in trouble, or was that another quarterback?
No, that was Brett Favre.
Favre.
I know exactly. That story is really crazy. When I heard about it, I was like, I don't even know how you even do something like that. But
He stole from his own own charity, right?
No, I guess he got money from the state that was for welfare, and he got it to build some volleyball arena at a university. His daughter
going to. Yeah.
Misappropriated of some sort of government funds.
Yeah, I think it's somehow COVID related, like relief funds.
Oh, jeez.
And
then I guess he got money sent to some companies involved in, some pharmacy companies.
but I hear he didn't know anything about it, and
At least that's what the polygraph says.
you got to trust an all-American quarterback.
The Favre.
I don't think he cared. I mean, like, so what?
Well, I don't think a lot of people seems to not give a shit about it.
But you got to build I didn't even know they build arenas for volleyball.
Yeah.
Volleyball.
They just need beaches, I thought.
Volleyball, yeah. Don't they got sand?
Yeah.
By the way,
Crazy
you have
sand.
some international watchers.
Oh, really? From where?
Yeah, you have some ones from across the pond somewhere.
Is it from Chile where my family?
Yeah, there's a couple of people watching from across the pond. We want to thank you, and then also some Twitch viewers. And if you ever want to give out a studio line for people to call on, you may.
If you want to call us, call at 415-757-0676. Especially if it's Sweet Gail.
Oh my gosh, I haven't heard that name forever. I think I still have at least one voicemail from her.
I got videos of Sweet Gail heckling me, like, and it's not cool. When it happened, it was fun, but now I'm yelling at some old woman on video. Which is not cool at all. Like, why are you yelling at an old woman, man? I don't know.
I remember Sweet Gail, although I was never like someone that she became attached to. So,
yeah, she was. I give it up to Sweet Gail. Like, she didn't care. You were like a hot 20-year-old dude. She wanted to bang you, man. Like, but it's like.
Yeah, even Sweet Gail had standards. That's funny. That's hella funny.
Sweet Gail is weird, but
Sweet.
She told me she had like a rent control apartment, like a 2-bedroom or something. I said, well, I'm moving in, goddammit. You're single, I'm single. I'm moving the fuck in. Rent control is my favorite word. I think I'm in love. Did I hear rent control? Oh, rent control. But yeah, at one point I think she said she couldn't leave the house or something, or they wouldn't allow her to leave the house. Or she ended up in jail or prison.
No, she ended up. So the last time I heard from her was now, I'm gonna say 3+ years ago, and she used to call into the show. And so she was in like I don't know if it was a board and care facility or what, but she would have to wait for the phone to borrow the phone.
The pay phone?
Yeah, or the pay phone or the cordless phone whenever somebody was done with it, kind of thing.
I'll try to go to jail around this time on a Wednesday so that I can call in for my one call.
Oh, that would be good. Will you accept a call from John Beard?
You know, the only place that got payphones is BART stations. BART stations still has payphones. I've used them before.
Every time I see a payphone, I literally want to find out who owns it and buy it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just so I can stick it like in my backyard or attached to outside this room or something, or even in the corner of this room. It'd be kind of funny.
You can do that. Oh.
Well, I could probably walk across the street to UN Plaza and go, "Hey, I'm looking for a phone in a phone booth. Who's up for making 20?"
Oh yeah.
And it'd be delivered to my doorstep within about 15 minutes. Wires and everything, dragging the whole street down behind you.
You can get a bunch of Obama phones. Do you have an Obama phone? No, you got a real job, don't you?
Well, no, I actually, I did end up getting, I don't have an Obama phone now. I ended up getting it after law school because I didn't have a job and I didn't have any money, and I was like, needed a phone. I used it a little bit, but then eventually got a better one. But I think the Obama phones they've gotten better too. I think they're giving better and better phones out now.
Yeah, they got better phones. I think they're refurnished phones. So if you want to trade in your old phone.
Oh, that might be how the program goes. Yeah.
So they refurnish it, and they got companies. I think they got government contracts.
Then they get tax credits or something, probably. Right?
I'd like to really hope that that's happening, but you really know it's not.
You know that.
You know that they're just creating more phones, and all these phones that they're donating end up in the plastic or water patch on some island out in the Pacific, and
it's hard to get them in December.
Cycle.
It's the cycle of life. The fish eat it,
Yeah.
we eat the fish. Yeah, it's
I know they're fun. I mean, I've had so many Obama phones, and the crazy thing is you can't keep the phone number. You get a new phone number.
That sucks.
So you gotta. There's people who refuse to sign up for Facebook or Instagram. I'm like, how can I get in touch with you? I have a friend. You gotta text her. Like, you gotta have a real phone. And it's like, why can't you just sign up for Facebook? So I can use Messenger. You know, why I gotta use a real phone with you? You know.
Are they using the phones for illicit purposes?
Maybe, I don't know.
Because if you're not gonna, I mean, that's one reason why not to attach anything to it.
Let's just use the words OnlyFans.
Hey, I got nothing against OnlyFans as long as they hook me up, you know.
Unless they hook me up.
They gotta hook me up.
You have really pretty
OnlyFans-
feet, dear.
OnlyFans suck. They're terrible. I've never been on one OnlyFans. I thought this is the $5 a month is worth it, you know.
Have you seen
get
her
bored.
big toe? She's got a banging big toe.
Oh my god! I like just let me go free. And if I want to see you play with yourself, I'll pay the $5 and watch a video.
Only digits. Onlydigits.com.
But it's my New Year's resolution. It's the year of the rabbit. So the year of the rabbit means I don't buy any sex toys.
Unless it's the rabbit sex toy.
Well, in the year of the tiger, what was your sex toy game like?
Oh well, I stopped watching baseball. I want to go to Detroit. That's one of the cities I always wanted to visit, just because I heard it's so gnarly and stuff. I keep hearing how cheap it is. I'm like, I'm moving. I'm buying a house for like $5. I'm gonna go live in Detroit.
Yeah, right next to it's probably the family that got evicted.
Why not? People gotta get evicted all the time, you know. I still can't believe you live in this city. Like, how the hell are you still here? I mean, what keeps you?
Where do
in
you
this
want me
city?
to go?
Where do you want to go?
The grave.
My first guess is Oakland. The grave. I got 25 minutes. Hell yeah, we gotta keep it going. We don't need the Red Menace. We don't need anything red to keep this show interesting. You know, actually, I told Alyssa, I texted her, I'm like, keep it weird. Because isn't that the motto of Austin? Keep it weird.
Yeah.
But she really thought I meant keep it weird. She told me I kept it weird, didn't I? I'm like, yeah, you did. You know, but I thought everybody knew that was the motto of Austin. You've been in Austin, I mean, you look like
No.
How you not have been you haven't been anywhere. Like,
I know.
You've been in less places than I have.
I've been to very few places, but I lived in a lot of places.
Oh yeah, I've been to Reno, Atlantic City.
I've been to Vegas. I've been along a lot of Greyhound stops from Ohio to Louisiana.
I've been in New Mexico, Arizona, because my friend drove right. We drove right through to go to Austin, but yeah, we should go on a road trip one day. Actually, we should go to like Great America.
We should go on a road trip because both of us don't have licenses.
I know.
And so we can we need to find someone to drive.
Last time I was in Vegas, I almost went to the DMV to try and get a license because
Like on a lark?
It's a different state. No, it's a different state. If one state tells you they're not going to license you, doesn't mean the next state won't say yeah. You know.
That's true. Yeah.
It's not like a national. It's not a national system.
Yeah,
you know?
federal database. No, it is not.
But I said, fuck it. I might as well try because it sucks how they just took my license in California, you know?
Can you petition to get it back?
I need to get a doctor to fill out some paperwork. I got the paperwork at home.
Yeah, we can always do this again, and you can bring your paperwork. I know how to read.
Oh yeah,
I'm a lawyer.
I'll bring it.
Yeah.
I'll bring it, man.
I'll help you get your license
Maybe we
back.
can forge
Pro bono.
Just forge it. Bono used to be one of the Niner quarterbacks too. Didn't you know that? I still can't believe they went through like 4 quarterbacks. Like, how the hell you go through 2 quarterbacks in a game? Like, fuck that. Why do I even watch? Like, these playoff losses are hard to take. Like, I was depressed, and the next thing I knew, my mom was in the hospital. I was like,
Oh, that was on fucking Sunday.
a couple hours later, like, yeah, my mom was playing bridge online.
She had her own big game.
Yeah, and next thing you know, one of her friends is on the door, like, is your mom all right? I'm like, I guess so.
Oh, wait. Oh, I forgot that. So she's like passed out in the room over, and you don't even know what's up.
Well, no, she started mumbling some stuff about something, and She didn't look right. Yeah, there was something wrong with her.
Sounds almost stroke-ish.
Yeah, and my mom told me she had like a mini stroke 20 years ago.
Okay.
And she had a really bad stroke 50 years ago when I was born.
Well, I'm glad
you
it was
know,
caught early enough.
Yeah, but she didn't even have a stroke. They don't know what it was. But she spent 2 days there. But yeah, her friend came in and it's like, and I'm looking, are you sure? It was weird because I can't drive, you know, and I'm thinking my mom's in the hospital for 2 days. Maybe I can just take the car. Nobody will know. I'm like, they won't even mind. I just basically, it kind of sucked because it was like, and the worst part is, these things happen to you, the DMV, they take your license away automatically. So I'm like, if I can't drive and my mom can't drive, what the hell is going to happen to me? Like, you know, I'm going to have to find some sugar daddy to drive me around. Like, what the hell is going to happen? They got a little bus system where I live.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that.
But the last one is at 6 p.m., so... And I go to Oakland like 3 times a week.
Who do you know who lives close by?
Well, there's like 10,000 people that live close. But
who do you know that lives close by?
I don't know these people. I never really became friends with anybody here. Like,
You need to start going to the community nights.
I do.
So you can get a driver.
Join the Democratic Club or whatever they do.
And
they got bocce ball.
There you go.
I should go play bocce ball.
What about setting up an open mic?
Oh no, not there.
Well, you can do music, comedy, and poetry, and that way it'll be probably more.
That's true.
I bet there's some people there that wouldn't mind flexing some creative skills.
Oh no, there's a lot of artistic people in this place. You know.
You can yell at them all.
I used to do that. Like I had an open mic, but yeah, I never really kept track of how long somebody was on stage because it was too boring, you know. I'm not gonna sit there with a stopwatch. 5 minutes. Like, I just sat there when I thought they were bombing. They had to get off. I didn't give a fuck. People didn't, but I didn't. It wasn't personal. I thought it'd be more entertaining if I just fucked around, getting people on stage. Like,
but in fact, you just pissed people off.
I just pissed people off.
Where was that at?
It was 800 Larkin.
That was 800 Larkin.
Yeah, but it was bad. Yeah, like. I don't know. Running open mics suck. Like, even booking this show is hard. Some people just ignore me. Like, other people are like, I can't do it yet. Or, Chris John's like, I hate podcasts. I'm like, well, podcasts hate you too, fool. You know.
Oh, I would love to see Chris on here.
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know what's up with Chris John. I don't know. One day he's trying to quit comedy. The next day he isn't. I don't know. I tell Chris John,
mercurial man,
you don't need to quit comedy. Comedy's gonna quit you sooner or later anyway. So, yeah.
So
comedy quit me.
No,
comedy
Chris,
quit.
No.
Comedy quit me.
I'm sending 700s your way. They're coming to you.
700 angels coming my way, man. Like, there's that many angels. I know they counted the angels. You know, like 700 of them. You know, Your angel number 69. No, you're an evil angel.
Yeah, the Bible throws out a lot of numbers. You're like, I don't know if that really means much.
What is it like? Were you in a church where they had the snakes? They had
No, but my brother went Pentecostal, and we were Southern Baptist, and so we were more like traditional fire and brimstone. You're going to hell.
What happened?
And you get baptized in a big old tank.
Oh yeah.
You got baby baptized, right?
I think I did, yeah.
So the key one, I don't want to explain something you don't care about.
They put cold water on me. Or something.
Yeah, you still remember the feeling.
I don't know. I did get baptized because my grandparents made sure I was baptized, but yeah, I never did any of that stuff. The whole communion. I don't understand any of that. Like I don't know.
Yeah, you got more. So the whole baby baptism thing is not what Southern Baptists or what Baptists do.
I'm a comedian. I already think I'm God. I don't need another religion, right? Most comedians think they're God. I think I'm God, damn it. Okay, you are. You know, like, I don't need that. What do you mean you're not going to say? I thought that 700 was just a clever way of back in the '60s, like $700. We need $700 for Jesus. You know, send us some money.
It's just good news, good Christ news coming your way, I think.
Yeah. My mom gives a bunch of money to the Democrats because
She should give it to you, I think.
I know. I think so. Why not? I mean,
I think we're on the same page.
She does nothing. She watches CNN all day. She's like big time. She's in some Democratic club.
Is she an anarchist?
No, my mom's not an anarchist. Like, she thinks we should burn all weed, though. She doesn't like weed for some reason.
Does she know you smoke?
Don't worry, we'll burn all the weed she wants us to burn.
Yesterday, when her friend brought her back from the hospital, I thought my mom was gonna call me like an hour ahead of time. Like, hey, my mom called me like 2 hours ahead. She's like, they still won't let me out. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. So I'm thinking, fuck, I can just keep smoking. Her friend's like some hippie lentil eater and shit. Like, it's like, it was just. Because I have a bunch of weed, but I smoke moon rocks in the house. You know what moon rocks are?
Yeah.
Because they don't smell like weed, so it's easier to hide. But yeah, I was just, my mom was gone. I was just smoking weed I ran out of papers. That's how much, I ran out of papers. It was free HBO, and I just started lighting up. I was watching the dudes.
Your mom's in the hospital.
My mom's in the hospital.
You're like, oh, now I can keep on trucking.
But my mom wasn't upset when she came back over the weed. But
She might have been on something too.
I was afraid that she was gonna tell me like they said they found weed in my blood. Secondhand smoke put me in the hospital. I was like kind of scared. I'm like, please don't. I accidentally ate an edible. I'm freaking out. Like, oh, I'm in the hospital. Like, oh my God, my son put some edibles in my food. I was afraid that was going to be the story. I was like, oh, fuck. They're really going to come after me with weed, aren't they? I was like, they gave her a blood test. Like, oh, you're a big-time pothead. What are you doing? It's all that secondhand smoke, I was afraid that was going to be the story. But
I guess the weed didn't help with that. You get a little bit more paranoid than usual.
Well, yeah. I mean, you just got to get good weed. There's good weed and there's bad weed. But yeah, you can overdo it, but I mean, after a while you get used to it because you smoke so much of it. But
yeah.
I felt really bad. It's like, I was like, yeah, I hotboxed the house.
Yeah, I mean, I'll feel it like a little bit of anxiety or paranoia, but then I'll be like, well, this ain't nothing. This will pass.
HBO week. What else are you doing? Smoke weed and watch the Deuce. I can't believe I was watching. Yeah, I felt bad about it. Like, what do you what? My mom was like, don't worry about me. I'm not. But they didn't find anything. I don't know what is the problem, but yeah, I was like freaking out. I'm like, oh my God, she's gonna blame weed. She's gonna blame weed. Yeah. She's gonna boot me out. Get out of my house. They found weed in my system. You gotta go. I thought that was gonna be it. I was like. I was like nervous, like, oh my God.
Would you leave or quit weed first?
I don't. She's willing to pay me to leave the house. I guess I'll leave. I mean, I've lived with her for ages, so it's like I'm not really. My dad has a place in San Diego now, but.
You ever go down there, San Diego?
Yeah, I go there once in a while to visit, but it's like. He lives in San Marcos. You know San Marcos? It's like, yeah. It's like the beginning of San Diego. It's a nice house. It's got a big house. It's right on the golf course. Both of my parents live right on golf courses, and they don't play golf. That's the American dream. Like the reason where we live is so expensive is because
golf course.
They gotta keep the golf courses green.
Yeah.
Like either we wash clothes or we keep the grass green. Well, what do you think is important?
I worked on a case where there's a private community with a golf course, and they were complaining because their water system. It takes reclaimed sewage water and cleans it, and uses some of it, like less priority water, to water the golf course. But what happened was the system messed up, and so people try to play golf and it just smelled like shit. And they're like, you gotta fix this, because no one wants to live here anymore.
Yeah, nobody wants to play on a golf course that smells like shit.
Yeah,
you know?
and you're walking around knowing that it's because they sprayed the entire thing down with shit water.
So how did they get rid of this shit water? You gotta like take a bunch of aerosol sprays and spray the shit out.
No, what you're gonna do is you're just gonna let the water sit where it is. But you're gonna have to fix the system though, and so that's gonna cost a lot of money. I think it's gonna be like a $7 million project.
Sounds like a shitty problem to have.
Amen.
I don't understand golf. Golf sounds like a frustrating game. Like you got like a little white ball, a little hole and stuff.
I have friends who've gotten into golf, and I don't have the will or the money to become someone who gives a shit about golf.
Yeah, I would never like. It takes like 5 hours to play like 18 holes. Like I don't know. That sounds like a long time. You know.
I guess it's fine for business deals, but
They got like a mini golf course now in downtown Walnut Creek. Somebody made up their own little mini golf course.
you gonna go?
Maybe one day. I used to play mini golf. I was really good.
Well, mini golf's fun just because it's got stupid shit going on.
The Malibu Grand Prix and stuff.
Now the prison,
I used to go to Christian daycare in Palo Alto when I was
prison
a
and
kid.
mini golf.
Yeah. I can't believe Malibu Grand Prix is now a jail, but hey, a lot of people learn how to steal cars from that place. So why not?
You think it's a poetic in a way?
I think so. In fact, like where I go to the Sessions in Oakland, it used to be like a Brinks truck building. It used to be a building. I'm like, why would you put a Brinks? Back in the day, I guess the Brinks had like regular buildings, but there's only one way in and out. That's how you know that they were keeping something on the lock in this place. Like,
Yeah.
but yeah, this session's pretty fun. I go in there, I buy raffle tickets, I win marijuana. Sometimes I'll walk out with deals. I got a shitload of weed.
How do you learn about a sesh? Which
Oh.
I think is short for session.
Yeah, they're all on Instagram. Like the one I go to is called the Fire Market.
Okay.
So you sign up at you just follow them, and you ask them for the address. But that one, it never moves. They have ones every day of the week. There's actually one called Cloud Sesh. They do it in San Francisco every Wednesday. Well, yeah, that way you don't have to pay the money at the dispensary prices. Do you go to Mo Green's, or where do you get your marijuana from?
Sad to say, from the dispensary, but I wanna branch out from that. I don't wanna I don't have the. I want to buy it cheaper, I guess.
Yeah, you can go to.
I got to mow greens and what's the grassroots on
You should
Post
go
or
to.
something.
You should go to the Union Station on Mission and 16th. They're way cheaper.
Union Station. All right.
Yeah, it's like hella cheaper than Mo Greens. Mo Greens isn't cheap at all, like that.
Yeah.
Well, neither is Grassroots, but Grassroots used to have the best smoke ever, and it's between Polk and Larkin on Post.
I think they
Yeah.
used to be part of Barbary Coast, weren't they? Or-
No, but they have the same vibe. It's an all-wood bar, and you walk in, and they used to hand you a menu. It's been so many years since I've been at Grassroots. But they used to, like I said, the premier smoke.
Mo Greens is hella cool, but like one day they're like, you can't sit in the table in the back by yourself. I used to go there by myself, and they're like, the back tables out there, you gotta have more than one person to sit here now.
Yeah, they told me that before too, because
They-
I'd go there to write
Yeah.
sometimes.
It's like I went there the first day they were open. What do you mean you're gonna? And I thought about it, and I thought, one day you're gonna wish I was sitting at this table. And a month later, COVID came and closed down. I was like, see,
You brought COVID.
I brought COVID. I brought
Like
COVID.
the plague, I brought it down.
Yeah, they're kind of dickish about it too. Like you know, they used to be cool, but it's like, yeah, one day they got all regulated, and it's all about what are you gonna buy from us, you know? And then
Classic store stuff.
yeah, and then you get the concentrate is expensive as fuck down there, you know. But it's I like that. I like the environment. It's kind of chill, but it's not like the way it used to be. I like it like there used to be weed lounges. You didn't have to buy weed just to go in there.
The government and everybody that's selling marijuana legally now, it's reverted to what it was before it was legal.
Yeah.
Basically, everybody's now going back to buying stuff from independent people and not dispensaries as much. COVID knocked their sales and knocked a lot of those mom and pop dispensaries out. But what ones are left are trying to make up on the back end by charging even more taxes and more this and that. And people have actually, you know, I've heard a story, you know, lots of, hey, I just got a pound for a couple $100.
Yeah.
I mean, there's also going to be a lot of people who aren't in, I guess, communities with a lot of freely available non-dispensary weed, and then they also might have like just money that they can burn, and like, hey, let's just go buy some pre-rolls and
That's
go
why
from
these
there.
sessions are pretty fun because they're like farmers market. They got like over 30 or 40 vendors, so you just figure out what you want, what price you're willing to pay. They got it all. They sell DMT, mushrooms.
I think it's like exactly like you say. It's a farmer's market. You walk through once, you check out what everybody's got and what prices they got, and you go back to the ones that had the best deal.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, this looked like the best smoke for the best deal, and it's all locally grown and, you know, resourced, and it's I'd rather trust that than something that comes out of a bag that says it's this THC. I can look at pot and tell if it has mold spores and if I shouldn't be smoking it. I can tell if it's been on the vine too long. I can just oh yeah, I'm good. Look at it, touch it, feel it. Thank you. I'll take this.
Yeah, the thing about these sessions, you usually got to pay $10 to get in, and none of them are really that much. Except farmers market is fun, but most of these sessions they're just like, yeah, they're really good farmers market. Most of the time they don't have seating areas anymore for you to kick it at. But yeah, if you want the address for Cloud Sesh, it's like in the dog patch somewhere. I'll give it to you if you want to go check it out. There's only one that happens in the city right now, but
Yeah, I like the pop-up sesh that all of a sudden you don't know until that day.
yeah,
And it's like you got to be there and ready to go.
yeah, and
That would make me feel cool.
they're usually at
Sound like they
motorcycle
feel
clubs.
cool.
Yeah, they're like at motorcycle clubs, so you got to deal with the whole motorcycle club atmosphere. Like, at first I used to be scared because, you know, I used to like they're gonna kick my ass. You know, like what if I do something wrong here? But they're just a lot of these motorcycle clubs. They're just chill. You know, they're not all gangster and shit. A lot of them are just places where people they own motorcycles and they kick it out. But
The one I went to was actually just a whole bunch of San Francisco hippies, and it was a pop-up session. It was in a warehouse, and I got booked to do comedy with Albert Lee.
oh yeah.
That's cool.
And so
Where was that at?
that? It was in the Mission. I would say approximately like 17th and I don't know, Valencia or something. It was just literally just some building that went on an Instagram page for X amount of hours and said, be there, be square. And then that post disappears. And, you know, all of a sudden there's 20 vendors and, you know, everybody's making, you know, pot falafels and stuff like that. And everybody's really warm and friendly. And, oh, you're one of the performers. Oh, great. Here, take a joint, take a pre-roll, take a little nug,
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it is. Like, it's like a pop-up. You go in there and, yeah, it's like that. They're pretty fun. I've been to a bunch of them, but, and sometimes you can walk out with good deals. Okay, here's the address. It's,
You're going to give it out to everybody. Don't worry, no one's listening.
We can.
I was thinking
write it.
you're
I can write
tweeting
it.
about this segment in the show. And don't forget, you can look at your camera after you give them the information, so
I
they
can,
know
I
you're.
can write it. I can write it.
Or you're gonna write it down. So look, here. Now I have control of the cameras, folks. I'll go ahead and dial in and on his screen, and you can
Thank
see
you.
all the information on it. Here we go. Oh, oh, jeez. Now they could. They could. You should have put it right here in front of you. Down. Put it down a little bit. Have it covered up by the JunkYard Rat emblem.
I don't think they trip as much as they used to. It used to be like they were really tripping about people giving out the address, but they want people to go to these things now. Like they've had it the same spot for like a couple of years, so they're not as paranoid as they used to be. But yeah, they used to move around a lot, but now the one I go to is in the same place. We got 8 more minutes. I gotta say, man, like the whole Red Scare was scary last week. You know?
The whole Red Scare.
The whole Red Scare.
I was hoping to hear about. Did you ever run into any bad boys of motorcycle gangs?
I haven't.
Or are they all just normal folks with bikes and?
Nah. I remember one guy telling me he doesn't even have a motorcycle license. He's like, oh, what? They had like a Hearst in one of them. I've been to like 5 different motorcycle clubs. One in somewhere in San Leandro. A couple of them in the city in Oakland. But they're all pretty chill. They all got like big ass bars. They all got like stripper poles and stuff.
Oh, did you ever perform at a motorcycle club?
No, I never did any of that. No. I try to get somebody to start a club and I try to get some woman that I know to start an open mic on one of them, but I think she never went through it. But
Who was it?
I try to get Drea.
Oh yeah.
There's one motorcycle club in Oakland called what's the name? The Dragon Motorcycle Club, and they had like a real ass bar, like a lounge area, big ass place. It was like a black motorcycle club, so I thought this would be a great place to do comedy shows. But I didn't want to approach them because what are they going to do to me, right? They might, I don't know. I was afraid they're going to like beat me up or something. Like,
So you wanted to
y'all
send
got a motorcycle, we'll kick your ass. So I said, why not I get a woman to do that for me? You know? Because they love women at these places, but I don't think she ever took me seriously when I told her to do it. But yeah, I saw this lounge area. I thought this is like a real nice bar. I mean, and they got a history. They've been around for over 50 years. But yeah, in Oakland it's really fun because you see a lot of 12 o'clock boys. You know what the 12 o'clock boys are?
No, this is new to me.
Oh, the motorcycle. When you get your motorcycle straight up, it's called, when you're riding it, it's called 12 o'clock. So
Okay.
it was a movie that came out like 10 years ago in Baltimore. So yeah, you see people in, like the 4-wheelers or the motorcycle, you see just ride them around everywhere. Like Oakland's hella different than San Francisco. You see all kinds of weird shit down there, but
Yeah, I only really get around to what's around the BART stops, though. So
Yeah.
none of that's happening there.
no. You got to go on international, but like, yeah, it's different. I would totally ride a motorcycle if I wasn't such a bad driver. I don't know if Nevada would give me a license. I don't see why Nevada wouldn't give me a license.
Well, they might ask for proof of residence.
Well, no, that's easy enough. I just stay in some cheap ass hotel.
You're going to use the hotel address.
Fuck yeah, I would get some weekly hotel. That's what I would do. I got a friend who lives in Vegas too, but I thought, why couldn't I? What if they pulled me over in California and I got like a Nevada driver's license? They wouldn't do shit about it, would they?
I don't think so.
I mean, I'm just visiting. Yeah, I pulled you last week. Well, I've been visiting for a year.
Yeah, my mom's sick. I'm visiting.
Oh yeah. But it's like I kind of miss driving, but the gas is so fucking high. Like it was high when I was driving, but yeah, when I first started driving, it was like under $1. So
I mean, I wish I could. I followed gas prices more, but I'll tell you this: I think I've only pumped gas in my life like 2 times.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm a fucking aristocrat.
Oh, really? What the hell, man? Have you had a license? Or
No.
You never had a license?
I've never learned how to drive.
You never learned how to drive?
Yeah.
No wonder you ended up in San Francisco.
Well, it's a lot easier to get around here.
I don't know.
Maybe that's why I never left. Maybe we answered the question you posed at the top.
Well, the real question I ask people who tell me to live in the city: do you pay for Muni, or do you just ride Muni for free? Or?
No, I pay.
I ride it for free. I never pay for Muni.
I am happy to subsidize. I don't get angry when people don't pay, but I feel bad personally if I don't pay.
I don't feel bad at all.
I know I shouldn't. Maybe I should. Well, maybe you should. All right. No, I don't feel bad if other people do it.
I pay on other bus services, but there's something about Muni. Like, nobody pays for Muni. I mean,
Yeah, that's true. Everyone just waltzes on.
I don't know. It's Muni. I mean, they should be happy I'm here. I'm spending money. I'm helping the economy. I'm going to McDonald's. I'm buying a Mountain Dew.
Going to the
They should be-
sessions.
I know. You know, if it weren't for weed, I would not know Oakland as well as I do. Because they move these sessions.
Oh yeah, you have to learn where to go.
These
Yeah,
sessions move around. They used to move around so much. I
that's a
mean,
good point.
from downtown to like West Oakland. It used to be like, yeah, it used to be in West Oakland. Like, they moved around, and now it's like way up on 98th and MacArthur, where you don't even want to be in this area at night. Like,
Was it always at warehouses usually?
usually they're all warehouses.
Do you ever go to the ghost ship place?
Oh no,
Just curious.
oh, no, I've never been to that kind of warehouse party, but I'm surprised they didn't have like an open mic there. So. West Oakland, there's so many of them in West Oakland. Like, yeah, how much time we got left?
Any second.
Yeah, the Red Menace, that's scary. Like, we gotta do communism, redheads, same problem, man. Like, there's something about redheads. We gotta worry about them, you know. Those,
I didn't know that you tied Alyssa so closely with the communists.
Alright.
She might hate that more than being the Red
Maybe.
Menace.
I don't think she's that liberal. I've seen pictures where she's like shooting rifles and stuff.
I think very individualistic.
Yeah, she's from the country, so she'll like take a rifle and shoot somebody. She don't give a fuck.
Well, shooting guns is fun though, right? You've done it, right?
I did it years ago. I haven't done it lately. Like, is there like I don't even know. Is there places you can go shoot guns in the city? Or, I don't know.
I think you'd have to go. What was it? There used to be the Pacific Rod and Gun Club, but I think it went
There's
a
like
long
no
time
gun
ago.
shops out here either.
Yeah, I think you have to go outside of San Francisco County.
Like Vallejo or something.
I think
like
San Mateo get you there.
San Mateo. We got 1 minute left. This is episode 4, JunkYard Rat. I got John Beard. I told people you could talk, you know. I almost called you Silent John Beard, but then I thought I might get sued by who owns that? Who owns the Silent Bob character or whatever? I don't
Probably
know.
what, Kevin Smith?
Yeah, but
For
yeah,
this one, you let me take the muzzle off.
I let you talk. People learn
Thank you.
about you. Now they're more confused about you ever before. You know, you're a secret lawyer. I could see you on Survivor. You're one of those people who go on Survivor and lie about your occupation. I could see you doing something like that on Survivor.
Well, I mean, I tried to hide it for the longest time.
That you were a lawyer?
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like the idea of people know. Because, people bring you up on stage and they're like, oh, here's a lawyer. Like, go fuck yourself. But I mean,
John, how
honestly,
can we keep up with everything you guys do, everything you do?
What's your Instagram?
John.dreams.
What's up with your sweater?
It's on.
Are you wearing
John.dreams at Instagram.
Yeah, it's just the Instagram. Yeah, John.dreams. Yeah, it's probably the best one. You can see all my.
You don't got a
shitty
Twitter,
photos.
do you?
Yeah, I do have a Twitter.
You have a Twitter? I noticed a lot of people got rid of their Twitter lately. Not me.
But
Oh,
no
yeah.
one follows me. But it's at Sluggrams, so it's kind of it's like an old name of mine.
That's
Yeah, SLUGGRAMS. It's like the word slug plus grams.
And then Chris, what do we got? How do we keep up with everything you do?
I'm JunkYard Rat on Instagram. I'm JunkYard Rat on Twitter. I'm JunkYard Rat on TikTok. I'm Chris Yabagasa on Facebook. I'm everywhere. Go ask your parents about me, you know, because I probably smoked weed with them.
If you're ever in Vegas, follow. Yeah.
And this show has been filmed and produced at Edge Studios in downtown San Francisco. Check us out on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and anywhere your socials may bring you. And we'll see you next week, right?
Hell yeah.